just came from outside. This documentary is for star beings and stuff, you know. Oh, my bad. I see they're trying to pop y'all bracelets. I think something's wrong with the digital system on the sci-fi, or how can I say this, on the History Channel, because the way it speaks, you know, I'm the real vibe, so I could tell in the transmission frequency if something's wrong at a time, or something's wrong with somebody in their habitation that just went overboard a certain type of way, you know. And I meant to tell you this. This documentary is for all star beings out there. This is gonna teach you the reality of physics. I'm gonna be going after not the elves, but the elves in a little bit, because you know some of them came from a sun planet. Certain of them that was in a social habitation that used to be around the Little Dipper galaxy at the time before I'm you know, I'm obligated, so I orbited it around a different. I shifted the space that we were in to different space, so now we on around the Triple Crown space. But because of the elves before, you know, the elves, not the elves, not the elves, not the small, not the nice body ones. I'm talking about the big-headed ones. You know, the elves. Those are the ones with the larger sized dome-shaped heads and stuff. You know, they were actually around also during the time of even Jet Li. You know, when my wife, according to a certain time, when they almost killed. This is something not even the son that educated Jet Li in his martial arts showed Jet Li. The son didn't even know about when they tried to kill the Moon Empress of certain planets. They went after certain Moon Empresses of certain planets in the time, and I regarded them, and you know, I was hurt a certain type of way. But even through my condition, I still conquered everybody by myself against other stars that ended up not even being around, that fell at the time, and other stars that, you know, this didn't want to be involved in the type of conduct that was going on, because they went after the Moon Empresses, so they couldn't been involved around a certain martial art conduct, because it was going to be too traumatic for them in the physical reality. That would have been detrimental. So I had to handle situations at the time by myself until they learned their martial arts and how to handle situations a certain type of way when it came to their martial arts, when it came to conduct. So now, you know, the Jet Li didn't know what happened with my wife, and my wife, his mother, didn't know what happened, you know, with the Crown Empress a certain type of way, and why she loved me and regarded me so much at the time. But then, you know, you had even the Earth Moon Empress, because there's an Earth Moon that people don't even know nothing about. So, you know, you won't ever see her habitation and stuff, but it's around. They actually have element empresses of the moon Earths that doesn't socialize with individuals a certain type of way because of traumatic experiences they would have experienced a certain type of way. They were already happy and comfortable with their precise conduct that didn't bother their habitation when it came to their martial arts, because they were around for something of a time that was it was a form of a reality that, you know, when certain things started happening certain ways before the Galactical First War, that they were around for the reality, and then I put them in a realm that they didn't have to be bothered with certain things because the way I was conquering situations in physical reality. But very, you know, I'm a wonderful man, so, you know, either way. So the situation in life concerning my empress a certain type of way, you know, my empress's daughter, the one with the terracotta empress, you know, she something's wrong with her a certain type of way, because she was gonna get the acknowledgement of the planet of her habitation of her legacy and lineage sick, because she turned against Jet Li in a light sequencing in a reflective reality, and didn't care for the habitation, and then let individuals interrupt the natural habitation of the sacredcy according to their legacy and lineage of their purity within the movie, and then cause his own destruction a certain type of way in a paradigm of time. But he didn't realize what was going on. It was just something being shown to me of something that I needed to be aware of when it came to the vitalness of a certain conduct of acknowledgement of a marriage that was used to misguide his martial arts at a point because they wanted to weaken Jet Li because they were trying to find a form of pressure point to get at his empress. So other people probably did their homework on my son a certain type of way, and then after getting at me, tried to make sure the exact point of reality where they were getting at him, and then they must have went after him, and this caused certain type of things in the social economics and individuals' habitation in their legacies and lineage according to their planet. So you got to really know physics to know about Shaolin martial arts and other things like this. This is why I'm a man of humility, a man of honor, and I had also made a certain honor of not to use a form of martial arts to do anything to anybody unless it was really necessary, if it was going to lead up to a civil war, world war, or galactical war, or it came to the habitation of my ownership of the reason of the consecration and of one's acknowledgement when it comes to social education, etiquette, and an acknowledgement of honor, because you're not going to have a king or queen or a person that tries to claim to be emperor and then does something and then just defiles the sacredcy of the value of their dignity, that will corrupt the value of the currency of the receptiveness of their nourishment of their physical reality, or of the acknowledgement of their education, that will cause a disease, a bacteria, or infection when it came to their harmony, their martial arts, or their physical habitation of their energy and conduct and current of their receptiveness, that will end up causing a disease and a distinguishing or demoralizing or depressing in their habitation, that will cause the end of the reason of the legacy and lineage, and the reason of not having a form of acknowledgement through time, and causing detrimental traumatic experiences that will cause the end of the planet. It would lead up to the end of the planet and the end of the social economics that would just deteriorate into a diseased biohazard forms of matter or organisms in the physical reality. So for ones of refinement and for refinement, regard, and refreshing, I myself, to even regard at a time, and to make sure that, the legacies and lineage that I have of all my Magi, Emperor of all love and all stars, of all signatures and dignity, of all social economic education, no matter what planet, Earth, Moon, Sun, you're from, a solar system, galaxy, or universe, stars, star clusters, or space, or any form of habitation of any reality. So I would regard, refresh, and refine the habitation of the quality of the receptiveness of the correct conduct for the future, instead of the planet dying out and distinguishing and causing the regard to diminish or certain type of way. I will cause the regard to be able to be strengthened, mighty, speed, swift, alert, nourished, in all social economics, and especially when it came to all legacies and lineages. So I did it a certain type of way. And my martial arts that I do, for me, I'm a man of honor, I'm a man of humility. I don't believe in doing certain things that's not necessary. So if you've seen somebody trying to cause an argument, somebody trying to cause some type of misguidance, somebody causing the wrong conduct, somebody causing the wrong type of acknowledgement, which they would be causing themselves, it's called influence. But when it comes to a person like me, it's called acknowledgement, or certain type of, because I'm a man of refinement. I'm a refinement. So, and me is acknowledgement, because I arise and educate for the high intellectual receptiveness for one's higher being to be more strengthened and mighty, even at the time in one's social economics, especially when it comes to one's physical habitation. So, you got to know the difference of the physical reality. But if you have, I'm a man of humility, so I'm just gonna be real. If somebody tries to disrespect me, like if you see they had an officer, they let an officer eat in a restaurant and leave, or they invite somebody in somewhere, say they could come in, and then they look at me and they say, no, this and and all type of other things like that. When you see people do things like that, those are people that's already showing you that the energy is showing you, even in the form of reality, that they're ready to end their habitation of the world of their social economics, and they don't care about other individuals. And to show you, if they were going to put it in the right hands, they would have showed the precise acknowledgement, but showing you them disregarding their conscience of me being the reason of their habitation, showing you these people were already probably the reason that already everybody went off, and they would be already a danger, so they should be manhandled right then and there instantly by somebody, even especially while in my presence, but make sure I'm at a safe distance, or literally, or whatever the situation is, because you don't want to endanger my life, and you don't want me getting into it if it's not traumatically serious like that in the physical reality. So, I'm a man of honor. I'm the reason that a person I can't even go to a jail. So you got to know what a correctional facility is about, or a detentional facility, for one to cause one's alertness, or one's how can I say this, development of one's reality. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a man that's already at the high peak of intellect. So you can't put me in those type of places or concentration camps, because I'm a man that's already of habitation. So a person can't try to link to my habitation a certain type of way that will cause an uncomfortability in my physical reality. Or you can't put me in a fishing cell trying to figure out the situations of the physical reality of one's receptiveness when it comes to elements, even like a jail. You can't even put handcuffs on me, because it'll already be bad. Things like that will cause, if I have bracelets and certain things, to pop. It'll pop in other times because another person already had the wrong conduct. So if I put the bracelet on, the bracelet will pop off my wrist. It'll cause it to break in some type of way, because it'll show in a certain sequencing the weakening of the element, because the individuals that try to gain control was probably attacking me in the physical reality. Especially, this is why I'm supposed to always wear jewelry. So individuals that do know about habitation, individuals that do know about their martial arts, or know if I'm wearing jewelry and the jewelry pops off my neck, or pops off my bracelets, or something happens to my rings, my earrings, that means somebody's attacking me in the physical reality in another realm. It's not supposed to happen on purpose, like somebody make it happen. It is never make it happen. It has to happen on its own, if it even happens. Because if that happens, that means I have to regard myself a certain type of way at a point. Just like you see, I have an earring here, but I'm missing an earring here. And then you notice I got shot in Boogie Nights. So, it's causing, that means certain frequencies that play somebody's intentions, or people's I'm around, maybe trying to cause the wrong conduct, because they know a form of about high intensity in light according to their calendar, because there's electrical calendar, a vibrational calendar, there's a lightning calendar, there's a light calendar, there's different calendars of social economics, of legacies and lineages, and then you have element jewels. So there's all type of calendars. So it might be individuals that's a specialist in a certain calendar that's manipulating the light, or the habitation of the surrounding matter of anatomy, or called alchemy, around our habitation. So that would be trying to manipulate the physical, and they put themselves in a comfortable position to manipulate the realm of the physical reality for the abrasion that they were trying to cause the diminishing of the habitation of existence. So if you see somebody, if that certain things are happening around me, like you see me having a headache and you see me rubbing my head, or you see a bracelet pop, or I'm looking for something, like I'm missing something, or you see me get into a verbal and stressful attention argument, or or like somebody tries to disregard my habitation or mentality, or they try to demoralize me in any form and way, especially if you see it happening in value. That means if you have somebody that's trying to take the last of my money, that's a person literally trying to kill me at the time, because I'm value himself. So that means a person's trying to leave me bare, so they will cause the end of the value of the receptiveness of everybody. So that person is a literal disease, because they're even doing it to their own household. So you would have to literally eliminate that person, even if they were working in a corporation or a company or a store. So I'm just being real with you, because I own all social economic systems. So what else is there to say? So, it's just like a person, it's like me swiping my card to register and open, and then the person not giving me the payment that I'm supposed to receive, that they just look at me like they're stupid, and then if they let me walk away without giving me the real payment that they're supposed to give me at the time, that's a person already trying to take the economic system. So either martial law, the International Guard, Secret Service, or international security they would have to know their physics to know the reason why that person did that, because they would have to go after that person, and because if that person goes on the run, they would have to be able to capture that person, so they could be literally detained, so they won't cause any further uncomfortabilities in social economics. So you have to be very careful, because there's individuals that's real ninjas a certain type of way out there, especially when it comes to the social economic calendar. So that means those are people that's spoiling the intent of the empress, that they were just using their empress of their calendar to misguide to learn their martial arts. You don't try, and if you're a person of regard, you don't try to learn the empress martial arts. You literally just go about the things that you know how to do for yourself, because you don't want to open up a door of other person trying to manipulate. It's like a push and pull, like somebody tugging with you. You don't want to open up a door of another magical realm when you have your own sacred magic, and then it tries to attach to your magic, and then next they're trying to hit you with a vital martial arts blow, and then cause your demise. This is why segregation is so important, because you have to learn about your own before you could go conquer outside about something else, because once you can master your own sacrecy, you don't got nothing to worry about anybody else's situation. So if a person tries to come a part of your situation, it's something else. You see, like me being sexual, this is why I stayed in gold, because I refine the precise element, because of all social economics. So I refine the precise elements even of their enlightenment for their receptiveness, so I could have sex and still intensify them on the highest level according to their social being of their higher intellect into their precise point of reality. Even if I have tattoos or other inks on, it doesn't even matter, because I'm a person that made all life. So my metaphysics and my mythology of my magic and of my intellect, of the reason of my habitation, is beyond higher than everybody else that you'll ever meet in any existence or ever hear of, or anybody ever had a receptive form of reflection or light upon, even at any time of any existence. So, I'm just going to be real with you, even beyond the highest empresses of beyond the highest quantum, mega, super, astrological, terrestrial, and celestial, and even points of enlightenment, or jewel stones and elements, or star clusters, astrology, constellations, sacred zodiacs, solar systems, galaxies, or universe, or planets, or moons, or suns, or earths, and or portals, or all dimensions, or of all, any zone in life. So I'm just going to be real with you. So I'm the only one like this, because I'm literally existence himself. So I'm just going to be real with you. And the reason why I'm going after the elves, I'm going to cause individuals to go after the elves, is because some of them were from a sun planet. So they're already trying to disregard the reason of a person honoring their habitation, of their enlightenment, of their intellectualness, and the reason of them even having enlightenment. So because of their ignorance, of their negligence, people are going to end up hunting some of the elves down from their certain planets a certain type of way, because of their habitation, and on top of it, then I'm going to go get at certain star beings, because if you have the elves that was already in light anatomy, in the matter, causing the form of wrong conduct, of receptiveness, that means the star beings that fell in ancient times at a time, because we got to learn about light and starlight. Starlight is a point of high receptiveness of one's intellect to one's intricacies of one's habitation. So if one is reflecting, even at a time of when it comes to even at a time when it comes to one's habitation in any form or certain type of way, one would know the receptiveness if they have a family member or person that they were the continuance or they reconditioned in the habitation that caused them to fall, if they got around people that was causing the wrong type of conduct or the wrong type of influence in their, in me is I'm acknowledgement, but the other person probably causing another person somewhere else, and I mean like literally somewhere else. It's probably somewhere outside, somewhere outside. As I'm viewing out the window, somewhere outside, somewhere else would be causing the wrong type of influence in their anatomy and matter of their receptiveness of their current even of their current habitation, meaning their chemistry of their anatomy, of their matter, and then causing them to fall at a time, and then causing the diminishing of the higher intellect. So, if people are listening to people out there that's trying to take over a man's economic system, that are like me, I own the social economic system. Somebody's trying to take my economic system. It would be, if a person was listening to that person, it was causing a demoralization of a star, because what is the light of the higher intellect doing at the time that a person's being ignorant? So that means probably some martial arts blow that happened that they didn't correct their own situation to regard, and they really didn't care about their habitation, because they should have been able to clean up the natural debris of the biohazard existence that of the deterioration of the habitation that is on a microcellular level of matter that was causing the wrong type of uncomfortability and receptiveness at a time, that was causing the wrong physical displeasure, of individuals, and trying to come up with excuses, trying to manipulate the physical reality. So, if the star beings ever wondered what caused their fall, is all the individuals in the paradigm of time that was a part of their receptiveness, of their light, of their anatomy, that reflected even in a light anatomy, and then also was within the reason of their regard at a time of their habitation, or that caused a form of discomfort when it came to their natural nourishment of their receptiveness. Because if you eat in your social economic nourishment, you're supposed to eat it with really care and love. The only person that could eat it anything different is a man like me, and because the energy would already identify it must be something wrong at a certain sequence if I'm recepting some type of information, or the energy would have to find out if I'm eating something, or is somebody trying to cause the wrong type of physical acknowledgement when it came to the nourishment even of the value at a time. It's just like a person at a time saying, it's just like when I went to go buy something a little while ago, this chick stood there and she looked like, if I didn't pay the money, like she was gonna fight. And I'm looking at her like, what is the reason do you even have money? But as I'm looking at the chick that's saying that, I'm getting in my pocket. I'm like, this chick is causing me a discomfortable disorder in my physical reality, and I'm the elder of the astrological tree, and I'm buying something at the time, and I'm like, yo, you want to know something? But I'm wearing sweatpants, so my sweatpants were like sagging a certain type of way, and I'm like, yo, damn, this is like a form of comfort. Like she went in somebody's pocketbook, or she raided somebody's pyramid or something. Something came out from somewhere, and it was just causing some form of uncomfortability that is not supposed to be on. And then on top of it, she's in a social economic system of habitation where it doesn't seem like she was going to cause any type of comfort for me. Even if it was regarded, it still wasn't going to be a form of comfort, because if she was regarded, she didn't have to even have any form of exchange of the physical reality with me. So it's just like, that's just like showing somebody a point of secrecy that they didn't even know about existed a certain type of way at a time. So it would have been done another type of way. How can I say that, intellectually, and then, things would have been all right. But I just looked at the situation like, hey, I'm not going to say nothing, I don't know about people's, children. I would say my children is nothing new in the sun, but I'm going to say I don't know about children in the paradigm of time of my son's girlfriend, because it wouldn't have been my wife. It would have most likely been my son's girlfriend that would have been causing the wrong type of acknowledgement or conduct, or it would have been a muscle-bound uncomfortability at the time that did it wasn't even at the perfect acknowledgement of his own physical habitation, and when it came to his physical or in its case at the time demeanor. So it would have been different. So I'm gonna be real. So if stars ever wonder what causes their downfall to their receptiveness or cause them to fall in the paradigm of time, I would say look at the people that you conditioned and the people they came into contact with, or the elements they came into contact with at a time that was already demoralizing your natural habitation. Is because the fact is they wasn't loving when it came to their point of consciousness, even when it came to receptiveness, and even when it came to acknowledgement. It's just like meeting the Magi Emperor of all existence. You see how people walk around with the president, but he's regarded. I'm walking around normal, but I'm walking and then I'm carrying a big bag. The uncomfortability of the physical reality. And then on top of it, already got to play out in the physical, the things that I'm already going through a certain type of way, and the people that's causing the uncomfortability at the same time, because I did certain things perfect for myself. So, things of people of higher quality, when I'm feeling comfortable and wonderful, then I see the higher quality of existence and the receptiveness of it. But if it's causing uncomfortability, I'm going to see the uncomfortability of the receptiveness, and whoever's watching it is the one causing it. So international security would have to get rid of that person that would want to see something like that, or that's trying to watch something like they're trying to come up with an excuse like they ain't got nothing to do and they're causing the wrong type of intention, because I'm supposed to be refining and recovering. I'm not supposed to be getting into any physical traumatic experience, especially when I had a brain and heart injury. So you got to think about how serious the situation is on a level of physics, especially when it comes to recovery. So a person that would be causing uncomfortable situations, especially of receptiveness, of visual, even a visual of physical matter and reality, that would cause a form of argument. Remember, it's just like if a person was being operated on, it's supposed to clean out the debris of the impact of the blood clots or of certain things that was penetrating or causing the abrasions of my physical reality of refinement. So it's going to be a certain way in the time. So it should have been cleaned already. So if I'm still going through that in 38 years later, that means somebody else is doing something a certain type of way, and they're trying to cause it to happen again. So if that's the case, that means they got to get rid of it, because that means early morning international security would have to come do it's like doing a spot check to see the people that's in the social economic system, if I really get along with them, if I don't really get along with them, or if they're just manipulating international security and with the finances, and then they just lying, and the next you're just some underground biohazard debris that's just manipulating the social structure that's going to cause the deterioration at the end of the world, because the fact is they're gonna really act like they don't really care about me. So it's just gonna be, those are gonna be, and if they act like they do care about me, and they're manipulating, then that means I won't even be around them. They'll all be around each other having fun, and I'll just be sitting in one place all the time. So that's how you're gonna know the difference of the manipulation, and then that's how you're gonna know when you gotta get the people you gotta get rid of, because that's gonna be the natural habitation of the physical attribute that's gonna have to conduct itself in the physical reality. So that's just the reality of the situation, because if you're a doctor, you got to learn how to be a doctor, right? So I'm telling you. Because where's the refinement of one's equality of nourishment, habitation, and one's social refinement of one's emotional energy for the anatomy of one's nervous system of receptiveness at a time. So, it's just like looking at the television and watching somebody take apart the pyramids all day and shit. People that's just trying, it'll be somebody on a high level that won't even be in a social economic system, but just has access to a system or some computerized digital frequency, and then trying to take apart the pyramid, space it out, put it together, do all type of things. And then on top of it, they're causing the abrasions, and then they're just living a comfortable life somewhere else. And somebody else would have to be paying attention to the sequences. It's like pre-crime. pre-crime. You know, it's just like the movie Pre-Crime with Tom Cruise. It's just like somebody would be doing something that you would have to be knowing what they're doing and be like, what the fuck is that person doing? You're causing uncomfortability in people's life. A certain no. And especially a certain time sequencing, especially dealing with certain pyramids. So you know, it's just the reality. If a person chooses to go to a point of receptiveness to do certain things, knowing they're endangering the intellectual reality of the habitation that caused all existence, that's a person that went too far. That just didn't care. They just like their back is against the wall and they don't care. That means it's the person controlling the system that's just living for a moment, and they don't care about the comfortability of refinement. And then they're looking upon me, that reason that they're supposed to refine a certain type of way, so they could learn about their physical equality leading up to the reason of certain habitations of comfort in the future. That means there would be a person that's causing the discomfortability of some type of comfort because they're just living like a suicidal maniac, or something happened and they're just manipulating the physical reality and causing pre-crime. So you would have to literally watch the Sci-Fi and Science Channel if something like that happens, or other historical channels of receptiveness on other cable networks, because they'll probably be trying to do it in certain type of ways, or cell phones, iPads, videos, DVDs, certain things playing in the digital frequency in the networks at the time. It would have to line up within the light of the atmosphere, if you really want to know at the time, because that's, you'll be able to see the receptiveness, but a certain type of way and stuff, because you can't even disturb the light of the atmosphere. If you disturb the light of the atmosphere, that means you're the person that caused it. So you have to reflect upon it a certain type of way. The persons that know the high science of the stars, that would have to reflect on a certain type of way, just to see, to literally get the situation out of it. If I could literally be able to refine and go to the higher qualities before it causes the rest of the falling stars. Or you might have a star being that knows the situation, that just wants other stars to fall anyway. So if that's the case, you just got to be very careful and stuff, because if he's trying to make other stars fall and they're not the zodiac stars, or it can be certain zodiacs of sacredcy. If it's the outer certain zodiac stars of certain type of ways, falls a difference. But if it's zodiacs of sacredcy, then the star beings other star beings can't even say nothing. They just got to sit back and watch, because they realize that person, whoever it is a deterioration in the physical reality. So it'll be, and then on top of it, I'm the real receptiveness of the real refinement of the physical reality. So you gotta be very careful to certain things that happen in certain ways, and anyway, I don't even get into certain things. It's only for myself. This is my own self. It has nothing to do with that was me, myself. You were looking at the real me a certain type of way. And just showing you, for those that need to know. Some people don't even need to know, And I'm the real Magi Ching. I'm the real Magi Chi, the real Magi Lin, the reason of me, and also the real Magi Chin, and also other situations. But I'm not even gonna get into certain other things. I'm feeling kind of tired and stuff, so I'm gonna just be real. So if other star beings wanted to know what's causing the, because it's like a person feel like I was being drained for some reason from when I went to the store and just came back just now. I had to walk there and everybody else is driving. It felt like I was literally being drained or some type of way. So I'm feeling mad tired. I was gonna cook something, but I'm not even gonna cook, man. I'm just gonna go to sleep now, man, because I'm feeling real tired and stuff. For some reason, I'm supposed to be more happier than when I am with the things that I'm supposed to be having and going through in my life. But for some reason, I'm just feeling more tired. But I was feeling okay. I'm the paradigm of time, so I could feel okay. But I'm feeling more tired just now. I just came from buying some look. I just came from buying some other stuff. And some Mountain Dew all the time. So I had to get toilet paper also. Get toilet paper to clean my ass, because I've been using for the past yesterday and today, I was using Bounty paper and Amtrak hand towel paper to wipe my ass. And the other day, I took a shit on the Amtrak train, and it was gold. I shitted gold. I shitted the force of the chemistry of the gold to make the gold element a certain type of way that they needed because of the train for the train element. If a person really knew science, I would have did it myself and showed them what they needed, and then on top of it, we'd have put it on a light frequency for them to see the future a certain type of way after the element was formed, and they would have been they would have realized they would have probably been able to hit. Matter of fact, I don't even want to tell you, but anyway, some people don't know about certain things, and they shot me because of that type of science. So. Another person, you think I just got shot in Boogie Night because of Civil War. They shot me because of science I was doing. I set the future already. I had so much money and so much value that it was unbelievable beyond the physical reality of it was more alluring than the reason of my wife love of the Magi Star Empress of love of all space. It was more the type of money I had, the things out just off of my money alone, and just me making and me having the value made the value so important. It showed even in the attribute showed you that I was more than the love empress herself of all space, and the reason of her existence. And then my crown empress. That was the last time I ever got to see my crown empress before I got shot, and that was it. So only the crown empress family, we just had we just had a wonderful time of love, and then I was out. And after that, and then going to check other further empresses of the emotions that they cause coming from a high intensity frequency of all love throughout all existence, going down further to the demoralizing intentions of repairing other people's receptiveness of the friction that they were causing, and then caused me to get shot after. And then my empress, and I could imagine how she felt from the time we just had. It was good just out like a minute ago, and then look at the time that to me it's been 38 years, but when I got shot, before the time I got shot, it was like she can't even. Oh my God, to think about it it brings a certain type of emotional feeling, a certain type of way to person, and then now I really realize why she told me that. She was like, "Yo, I gotta go with you because you all I know, so it doesn't make no sense to be anywhere else." And then she came. Oh man. And then to some stink pussy bitches, then look at the shit that I'm going through now on this fucking hall. Anyway, but like I was saying and stuff, the reason for certain things that happen, if stars ever fell and ever got hurt, it was the receptiveness of the anatomy of the people that was trying to be a part of the harmonical frequency that was fucking them up a certain type of way, that was doing the wrong thing, demoralizing their existence, trying to disregard the reason of their habitation, of their intellectual, for their consciousness, and then causing the diminishing in the physical reality that would have caused the end of the world. And once it causes a falling star, it's causing the end of the planet. That's it. It's a difference when I do something because I'm the one that has the precise discipline or correction to even put away a star being. Somebody else do it, it's causing the end of the world. It's just like a person that's a star being just come on a planet and just start raping or sexing other habitation. It's causing such a high receptive discomfort and receptiveness. Even that means it would be a high intent intellectual. It would be like a brain aneurysm, or it will cause a brain tumor. They will end up causing a brain aneurysm or a brain tumor, or or some type of tumor or canceristic habitation in one's sacracy. You know, it's just like when Chantel Robinson cheated on me. There was a girl, Chantel Robinson, when I got her I was with her, and then I told you, I saved this earth before because of Jet Li's mother. So I had to save this earth, the Moon Empress, a certain type of way. And then the girl Chantel Robinson at a time went and cheated on me. And she had freckles. Another person doesn't know what I'm speaking about. And she went and cheated on me. And then, my Demonge ended up dying not too long after that. And you know what Bertide Remy told me after she did that? Because the girl tried to cheat on me, and then my wife wanted me to know, to realize what was happening. Then everything was okay. I didn't even realize it because I was recovering still. But my wife, in the paradigm, I gotta still work a certain type of way in the physical. So my wife edges, she eggs me on just to go be happy, to go be happy in life and go outside. She doesn't like me staying inside because she needs me to move around. And, because when I was younger, it was like, this is why some people get licenses or permits when they're 16 years old, because she needed me to drive. The empresses of the earth and the moon empresses needed me to drive. So, they were rushing for me to go outside, to just be all over the place. So this way, when I started driving, the receptiveness of their comfortability and their cover, and they would be the earth or the planets or surrounding social economic planets of the other earths would be able to survive. But if a person took away the license, that would cause the death of the planet, because that means the regard is killing the planet at the time. And then on top of it, it doesn't know about the certain sacracy that was attached, because even certain regard for certain planets doesn't know about its intellectual for its consciousness. If I don't heal with the intellectual, the star empresses that was surrounding a certain type of way, is going to cause the devastation of the habitation of their consciousness, and they won't be able to be even regarded. So it'll cause, it's just like going to work just to pass out. So nobody wakes up just to go to work and pass out. People go to work just to be able to be intellectually smart. So, and then being regarded, they can't have a form of comfort. It's just like, you're not supposed to do certain things when you're regarding or doing certain things a certain way. I could do it because I'm the reason of the regard. I even have to strengthen. There's empresses of even international regard that I have to strengthen if their habitation, and they can't be into the primitive or animalistic science. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be another type of science they're in for me to really be with them. So if they're a certain type of way, I can't even be with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like demoralizing. It's just like learning the reasons of likings. Likings and dogs were curses. Like werewolves were curses. And other things had a certain type of way in other type of situations in us. Even watching it earlier. Remember I was showing you earlier on the other video on the Science Channel? Same thing. It's just like, because you gotta remember, the animals were first, so the receptive tentacles of their vibrational current of their habitation, if their fur is dirty, the receptiveness that is like having a dirty animal. The dirty animals attracting. That's even worse if you have a dog or animal that's already dirty, because all it is attracting deterioration. All through its existence, all it's going to do is attract deterioration to the physical reality. So this is why when people have hair, they're supposed to get their hair done. You're supposed to have a feminine, like a man that's supposed to have hair has to have a feminine being that's going to do his hair. So, and she got to be very pretty. You can't have no ugly girl. If you're ugly, you can't touch my hair. It's just like men that have dreads. They're not supposed to bungle their hair or dread their hair, because the receptiveness of their tentacles, of the receptive quality of their receptiveness for their intellect, it is not supposed to lock in a certain types of ways and then lock permanent, because it's like fucking up the nervous system of the receptiveness, and it could cause the discomfort to the empress if the empress manifests on them. So it's just like what I was telling you about the story, like Patrice, Capo, and all them niggas, niggas that just fucked up the empress's life. Like Patrice, I knew a nigga named Patrice. He thought the nigga had dreads. I was looking at the nigga like, yo, listen, I hope the Empress ain't going on them niggas. Them niggas thinking about they wash their hair. So nah, I don't want to hear that shit. You know, they say their hair's like a wash. I don't want to hear that shit because this is why your hair already is grown thin, a thin strip. This is growing a thin strip so you can braid your hair, take it. Because if something's wrong with the receptiveness, it's probably the people that's handling your hair or a person's not being taken care of physically. If you have an animal that has nothing but fur and receptiveness on a low mentality of conduct and current and anatomy, you don't want the Empress going on the animal trying to show you something when they already have a form of animal regard for a certain type of way for emotions or certain emotions of animal regard. You know, a person doesn't know. I'm an Asian man, so I know what I'm speaking about. So the receptiveness of the fur, all it would be if the animal's looking upon people, it would be causing deterioration to innocent people if it looks upon them, or if it's like glare his eyes or looks upon them a certain type of way, it will cause a form of deterioration or uncomfortability, or it will cause a form of deterrence of the physical reality that will be fucking up the receptive current of the physical reality, because the animal be if it's laying on dirty surfaces or dirty places, is not clean, is gonna cause the discomfort of the habitation. This is why I gotta move out the place I'm at, because I got a cat, and the cat one day looked at me and glared his eyes at me. I looked at the cat like it was stupid because the cat didn't know I'm the reason of the sky. I'm the reason of space. So I looked at the cat like, oh my God. And I just didn't even say nothing at the time, but the cat was already stupid and shit because it was a rock. Anyway, I don't want to speak about it. The place I rented, he was supposed to give me another clean room, but the guy, he said, broke the television in that room. Then on top of it, he could have gave me another room, but he gave me this, you know, when I came in here, it was kind of moldy, like it had carpet already, but it was kind of musty. It was like it had a musty smell in here a certain type of way. But as I'm staying in here, the smell freshened up, like the air changed. The air quality of the air changed, but it was fucked up before, but the air quality changed. Even when I came from New York to Chicago, I came in here, it smelled clean in here, and then the heat was on. So the heat kept the congested clean, the last clean habitational air that I was in, it compressed it and kept it in here so it could still clean. So when I came in here, it wasn't smelling muggy and stuff. And then when I came in, I turned off the heat, I opened the window. The heater wasn't even supposed to be on because I remember before I left, I turned the heater off, but it was on. So I was like, oh man. You know, I didn't say nothing. I cleaned the stove. I had cleaned the stove spotless before I left. You remember? Oh, man. Anyway, but if star beings were wondering what causes the fucked up conduct of their situation is people of anatomy that they listen to that was already, it's just like being of a high frequency of light and then coming into the wrong type of conduct. Because when you go into your habitation of the high intellect, it's supposed to be high receptiveness. So a person receiving the highest quality of certain type of things in life. So if your consciousness that made you to receive the highest quality of receptive light, and a person's diminishing it, and if they're going through traumatic experiences of martial arts, it's just like what I used to tell them back in there. I see myself going through something, but you got to make sure you regard me and make sure I'm never uncomfortable. If I'm ever uncomfortable, that means those people that surround me is the people that's causing the experiences that you're seeing that's going to cause trauma to you, that might cause trauma to your physical reality, or you might have to you have to be swift and mighty a certain type of way to get rid of the deterrence or the biohazard debris that will be around me in the physical, because it will be causing the sacredcy of your consciousness of your restfulness. It's just like going down to a planet just to go rest for a second or go have a form of receptive conduct in your sacredcy, even if it's your planet of purity. If your consciousness has to be somewhere else, because like your habitation, if you're meditating in your conscience of your might is somewhere else, you keep it a certain type of way. Imagine I'm on another planet, so it's like doing golden body, uninvited. It's like protecting your conscience. I'm already on another planet. A person that's going to be trying to break through your golden body, iron body of the people that really know it, is gonna be over here bothering the sacred point of existence that made they'll be naturally receptive because they shot me already, so they'll be naturally receptiveness trying to be around me in a paradigm of time, and then they want to argue with me, they'll probably argue with me, try to devalue me, they'll probably try to disregard the words I'm saying, or if I'm gonna say something, they will try to probably demoralize me or devalue me in habitation of natural conduct or social economics or social economic equality when it comes to gathering and emotional vibrations of the natural economics, even love at a time. So a person that does something like that, those are the people that you have to literally come down here and get rid of, murder, and kill, because that means that's the person that's just trying to fuck. It would be like a zombie with a wrong type of mentality that be fucking up everybody that's around me that's alive, that just wants to be happy and have the wonderful precise conduct. So it would be a person that's trying somebody all day. You know, a person that's, what are they trying for? That's a person that, if you had a zombie that would want to try somebody all day, or you met somebody that act like a zombie, because zombie is like a person that's like a mechanical being, a self-sufficient that just wants to do one straight thing. It has, so whoever programmed it had a certain type of mind frame. So it was already set. It was like a set individual. You know, you gotta know, you know, I'm the real Ra, so it would be like a set individual a certain type of way. It had a certain type of mind frame. And if it's devaluing individuals of social economics, it probably did something that caused the situation. So if people came around, they already act a certain type of way of their habitation, showing you their natural mind frame. And if a person like me comes around, the regard of the intellect of the stars or international security would have to see what type of people I'm around, what type of mentality they had when it came to me. And if they try to disregard me, then it would have to literally get rid of that individual, because that means that's an individual at a time that caused the uncomfortability a certain type of way. And the regard, it would be natural training. It would be a natural, wonderful training for the regard, because they would have to disarm that individual, and especially if it's the element empress that did certain thing and left it a certain type of way because something that probably happened with her. So it could have been a cryptic message with that person that she did something wrong. So to disregard, to take that person away, so, or, you know, or whatever, or because she probably felt that I was gonna, you know, or it might be something else for one of the children of the earth, you know what I'm saying? Or one of the children that graduated at the time that left something a certain type of way, that did something to somebody, and then next you know, they left, and then a person got to correct it because it can't do it to me. So it won't be able to, so it'll do it to everybody else. I'm not gonna go house to house checking on people. I don't give a fuck. I'm not been that type of person. I'm a person that has precise conduct. So a person's supposed to know how to conduct himself, especially when it comes to the quality of love. I could naturally attract that. So if you had a person that was causing ignorance or caused rape scenes before, and then a person might have disciplined them, you know how some people are malicious intent, and then they leave them a certain type of place a certain way so people can see their mentality, so they get fucked up repeatedly for the things that they did. Because, you know, it's just like a rapist in a jail that get locked up for committing predatory rape all the time. So you put them in a jail cell, so, you know, a certain type of way. So then next, you know, if you're in certain places, if you end up certain places, a certain chick comes out of hand and gets out of conduct, that type of situation to be around, so she'll know never to do a certain type of thing again. But me is a different type of situation. I'm the man of real love, so it would show you, I would just end up, you know, what would be the parallel of my reality? I'm the real emperor of all love. So I'm the one of all the love, high quality, the enrichment and wealthment and intellectual, happy, you know, sexual, you know, all the intensifying of the orgasmic feeling would be all for me. So everything else around me would be the deterioration. So a person, any economic system I go to, the men that would be there is the men that you would have to get rid of. Because if they're not the regard, there would be a person that's causing a certain type of uncomfort. And if they know magic, You better hope they don't know like some fucking Houdini magic where they just try to look like they don't have a penis or something tucked away, and then next, they just literally raping girls without people even knowing and shit, because they might know element science, so it's like detaching themselves at a time, and then people coming and checking in, oh, what are you talking about? And then when they leave, and next they just whoop, and it's right back on, and then they're just going out raping girls and stuff, because there was men like that back in the days that caused they almost killed the Clinton astrological tree, because they tried to rape into the family of the Clintons before. Those type of men that I'm speaking about tried to rape into the family of the Clintons, and they had to do with the independence of Haiti getting the independence, because I can't tell you about it if you don't know about certain history. So, those were individuals from the tribe of Benjamin that caused the ancient rape where Dan, Levi, and certain other Asian calendars had to go after the tribe of Benjamin, because there were a bunch of raven wolves that was causing the wrong type of receptive conduct at the time, and that caused and then causing biohazard debris in other people's veins of their vitalness, because they were already a vital organism of an empress a certain type of way, and it was a martial arts that was done, and they were going around polluting the habitation of the social economics, causing the distinction and the diminishing and demoralizing, and causing causing when they were doing their martial arts, they were striking people that was causing deterioration, that caused the vampiristic effects of individuals of high intellect, and fucked up their element magic of their receptiveness, and then caused if they wasn't treated a certain type of way, it would have caused a vampiristic reality, and that was the people that ended era the first time. It was the tribe of Benjamin. They were the Raven Wolves were the ones that caused the end of era. This is why when I'm on a pyramid, I was a pre-prime trans, because I was the regard of the situation also, to stop them. That caused the fall of era, and it was caused they put my face on the Ice Galaxy Lion to let you know I'm the cool one. It was a cryptic form just to let you know, yo, if you see Ra Osiris, he's the one that you really need and stuff, because I was the one that really regarded the situation and got rid of them and stuff. So, I used to make a lot of music and stuff back in the days and stuff. A lot of people try to discredit me when it came to Madhouse Records, Motown Records, all the I'm the real the Rockefellers, all your, how can I say, your publishing, all your royalties, I'm supposed to be receiving royalty checks also in the paradigm of time. And the royalty checks I'm supposed to be receiving is supposed to be of the diamond quality. So it's supposed to be checks that I get every month. But other people, I was a bounty hunter at the time. So what I used to do sometime when I used to get my money, and this is what I used to warn people about in physics, when I used to get my money, I used to pay certain people to be like a poster. I used to pay them to be the poster of what I was going after a certain type of way at the time, because I was a musician, but I was just moving around in different social economic systems, entertaining people and handling situations. So, I was making a living, still educating individuals, but still, because I'm love, the emperor and the magi star of all love, I had to entertain people at the same time for the higher quality of their intellect. So I had to do things on a level of physics of high receptiveness for the quality of individual social economic education, for the development of their future economics, of their enriching and wealthing of their habitation. So, I had to do things a certain type of way. And I used to warn people, I was like, when I used to use my money a certain time, I would warn them, like, you see, I did this for this person. So if something ever happens to me, because I seen something happen to me, and I was a regular case, I was like, something happens to me, you see a person trying to devalue me at this time, but they did me a favor, so this is what they're supposed to have a certain type of way. If you see them getting some pussy, if you see them trying to get other money, if they're trying to put other people onto the music and stuff, you got to stop that person. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and I'm the head of the Ninja Galaxy, so I used to tell them, you have to stop that person. If you see certain people doing it, because that's people devaluing me. And if a person's devaluing the consciousness of of a man that's a magi of all space and love, of all solar system and galaxies, that means they're going after every habitation of beyond highest of the imperial royal, they're going after the hierarchy families of all planets. So that means they're gonna try to divide all planets. So you don't want a fucking Star Wars to happen that leads up to a galactic war. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that situation to happen. They'll do it on some Stargate, Star Time Continuum, Star Trek. They'll do it in secret forms that you wouldn't even realize and fuck up people's lives in a certain time frequency, a certain time. And then you wonder why, as a person goes after your economics, ain't gonna be no future. The real future, there's only one set future. Anything else, everything is gonna end. I'm guaranteeing it. Oh, you'll see. All right. Anyway. But I used to warn people, and I used to be like, yo, you gotta remember the physics, because if I don't get the situation I'm supposed to get, and you see another person trying to live the quality of my life, it's just like, then when the people started realizing that, then, they try to come up with excuses because I had the children like Beatles and stuff. They try to come up with excuses because I had other men I was training in international security, but they tried to come up with excuses to make them seem like they were stalking so they couldn't live the comfortable life. And then they were trying to devalue me in a certain type of way. And then we knew, because individuals are the ones that set certain records and certain reasons. The star beings were setting certain records. Certain things of the intellect, another person didn't know the reason of habitation, so individuals going after them. And then when they didn't want individuals going after them no more, I got shot. I was with my wife for a long time. They shot their intellect, and then I was recovering. After that, I have to recover. So for other stars to live, I have to recover, unless it'll be the end of the world and stuff. So, I just don't say nothing. It's just like, another person already knew all this information. They didn't have to even wait to hear this. They should already knew. So, another person that been acting like they were waiting to hear this are people that was just spying on me, just trying to fuck up my life. There was like people that was causing Milli Vanilli on the music industry. It's like a Milli Vanilli. How can I say this? It's like lip syncing. A person that's mimicking a person's receptiveness transmission and then just doing their own thing. So, you got to be careful. And the Milli Vanilli was what? Dread. They were individuals with dreads. What the fuck? Oh, man. So, anyway, I don't say nothing, man. Certain things happen in certain ways in high receptiveness of magic, and according to the astrological tree, and certain people will put away a certain type of way. Even their own empresses, their own earth empresses, element ninja empress, everybody did certain things certain ways to keep their habitation, because it's high metaphysics. You really got real people that's beyond God's status, or real higher status beyond God's in the physical reality. They were called titans back in the days. Individuals would come here and tighten that ass up, make you walk tip top precise form in the physical reality. Anything else would be fucked up. For real. But because you have to know the reason of existence. You can't be slackful, slothful, or be the rap. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen to you, and then you wonder why it happens. Nobody wants to hear nobody crying. And I'm a man of perfection. There's nothing new under the sun. So a man had to perfect the reason of his habitation, of the continuance of his physical reality, even within his empress when she was doing martial arts, a golden body. So, if my empress made it seem like she was in love with another man in the paradigm, it's not she was in love with another man. That means she's showing me she got raped. In a formal way, there's an individual that's raping her or trying to make it seem like they're okay, and then they're raping her, or they're raping the habitation within, or causing a disease, and then it's just like being a hostage. So she's just going through the situation, and then she shows you the reality, and then next you know, and if she acts comfortable with the situation, you just see her deterioration through time. That means she probably doesn't care, and that means somebody probably did some type of form of magic on her, like put in a hallucinative trance or something that just caused the wrong time. So it's like a star being that comes down here that caused energy to be on the empress a certain type of way, and another man was getting the pussy. And when there's never supposed to be another man getting the pussy, the only man that's going to get the pussy is supposed to be me, Ralph in jail. But if another man tried or anything, that's the person that fucked up her receptiveness. And then next you know, she can't do nothing but just tell you her story. And if it happened, that means somebody wasn't being regarded. Somebody was doing the wrong martial arts, or one of her children went out there and probably had sex with somebody from some different astrological tree. And it could, because you remember the parallel of reality. This is why you have this sign. You know, I'm Abbott White. You know, you ever heard of the Ninja Galaxy? Watch a Ninja Hunter. I'm Abbott White. You have a push and pull of a situation. It's like a push or a pull of a situation. But when you're pushing, it's like a push and a pull of a situation. It's like a push. So, you know, if you have a person that is on another planet conducting certain magic and hallucinating, putting people into trances, and the people not educated and realizing what's going on, that's a person raping. It's like if they're having sex with a girl and having her in a trance to have sex with her, that's a person raping the astrological tree of the Empress at the time. Because in a parallel reality, so if they did it to somebody, it's going to even show up in their habitation according to their planet, because their Empress is going to be captivated and be in a transludic state that's going to be somewhere else in their planet, and then she's going to do the same thing for somebody else, and then it's gonna cause it. It's like two people that wasn't soulmates having children or trying to have sex that's causing their own disease at the time. It's just like, let me show you something. Chantel Robinson, right? I had sex with her. Everything was perfect, right? Then one day, my nigga, somebody went and had sex with her when they seen I had sex with her. And then she came to sleep with me, and it's like she did it. It's like something was wrong with her. I knew something was wrong. I was like, yo, listen, I didn't want to have sex with her. There was a time she came to my house to have sex, and I kicked out my house because she was smelling deteriorated. And when I had sex with her the first time, I even had protective sex. But, you know, the time that me and her had sex another time, she was smelling deteriorated. And then I wasn't with it. Then, you know, then an argument happened. The lady at the house like, no, don't treat no girl like that. So she made me feel bad about the situation. Went back. I started speaking to her. One day we comfortable with each other. We took a while to speak to each other a certain time. We comfortable with each other. We got intimate again, but I didn't really want to. And then next thing you know, something happened to me. And I've been having sex all the time, and then nothing was ever wrong with me. So one day I took a piss because, you know, I'm a reflector, I'm a refiner, so I could never really have a disease and stuff or a certain type of way. So because of certain things, so a person doesn't know. So I'm pissing and stuff, and then I'm like, what the fuck? And then I went to go check on the situation and stuff, right? The doctor wanted to know what's going on. He tried to stick a Q-tip in my hole and shit. I'm looking at the nigga like, yo, my nigga, this nigga just tried to violate my penis at a time a certain type of way. It was a very serious thing because the other doctors got scared in the hospital, like what the nigga did, but I was okay and stuff. Then the nigga gave me a shot in my ass. Then I said, yo, listen, why would they do something like that? The people I'm around are supposed to know about habitation. They're supposed to know about meditation and certain other things that's going on to give me a certain type of way, and I'll be okay because there's a certain thing that you do for me, and then I'll be okay, especially when it comes to a certain type of anatomy, a certain type of way, because that's me reflecting, because I'm the real doctor. So it'll be me reflecting in paradigm of time, I was the real doctor. So the people that I doctored also is going to be trying to come around me in the paradigm of time that I saved their life and stuff. So that means if they were negligent, they probably went and did some drug epidemic or some type of situation and was negligent in the habitation, started taking drugs again and all type of other things that I cured, and then they come on me the same thing. That this is why Christ couldn't know at the time what was going on, because when my son Christ, because you know Jesus Christ is my child. I'm the wisest man that ever lived. Jesus Christ is my child. When he was growing up, he didn't know I was a doctor. So individuals were looking for the cure. He was a person of love that I had, so his anatomy of the continuance of the love was looking like a cure at a time to people in the physical reality, so he didn't realize the receptiveness of what they were seeing and it's like somebody asking a question and they see somebody come, they're looking at him like a hamburger, and then people were living cannibalistic, and they were going off at that time. So I had to I was the Dalai Lama. At the time, I was literally regarding him, and he didn't realize what was going on. So, you know, I went through the traumatic experience of being next to him on the cross, and then the nigga went and did some more crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So then when my wife realized what was going on, she was like, yo, the nigga, you know, my wife came to me. She was like, yo, the reason why the nigga must have did that because he doesn't know that you're a doctor. You know, nobody knew what was going on with you. So the nigga did, you know, he don't want you to suffer. You remember, I never wanted you to suffer. And then she's explaining certain things. So in the movies and old martial arts movies around her time, I used to go and offer girls chicken. Like, yo, you want some chicken? You want some chicken? Because the girl's over there eating chicken, and she doesn't realize the receptiveness of the feathers. And I'm looking at her like, yo, this bitch don't know I don't eat fucking meat. So I'm giving her, hey, you want this? You want to put in my bit? You know, and the girls that were doing it weren't the real empress. So that was causing a form of identity theft because they were taking a form of cellular activity that was of high magic, and they wasn't the real empress. So they were trying to intake the magic, so like they were going to kill the empress. That was the first sign of you knowing if somebody was going to kill the empress, because they're killing her children that was doing a form of magic. It's like, you know, Autumn is my wife. Artemis was my wife. I'm the real Orion. Do you know the story about Orion and me and Artemis? She's my real wife. Like, people tried to kill my kids before when I was with her. They used to have to hide. There was Nephilims that came down on the planet. Do you know the story? So, you know, I didn't never, I spoke about this so much, you know, and then the situations happened. So, you know, I used to offer people chicken because they wanted the real empress, and they were trying to embody the empress like she was a burger. So it's like, you know, because her pussy was so fat, you know, her ass was so nice, you know, they were looking at her like she was a burger. So I was like, yo, you know, I got cryptic with it in the future. It's like, yo, what else to say? And then you had men. My wife would never be with another man because I'm not her real magic. So it doesn't make no sense. Any other man is just like a lie. It's like an illusion now. Now it's like a drug, a hallucinative that they gave an individual. And then when I'm over here in Coney Island Hospital, Kings County Hospital, they were giving me Risperdal. I'm the one that owns the correctional facilities. I own international security. I own the continents. So nobody can tell me nothing. Anybody telling me anything or trying to do something is like, it's just like that girl in the market that just asked me for the little change. Like, you just, and then she had people standing around me like they were going to do something if I didn't get. I looked at her like, you a dumb bitch. And if somebody doing that, you even more dumb bitch, because you're devaluing me at a time and I don't got to give you nothing. So it's like people of a certain family killing certain family or star members that's just getting the opportunity to get one up on somebody and nobody knows what's really going on at the time. So they're devaluing their own life. Like, if you got suicidal people, keep them away from me. Anyway, I don't have nothing else to say, man. Loved one, you know, I'm just going to show you the date and time. This has been 70 minutes, 39 seconds. So an hour and 10 minutes and change. Huh? So, you know, too bad for everybody else and shit. And then you got the spy nigga. Yo, by now, me speaking about all this, all the energies and spirits of possession should have been knocked out everybody's... Yo, listen. The nigga that's around me in the other room has nothing to do with me. He has nothing to do with Christ. Nothing. Nothing of nothing sort. Nothing of nothing. So the other niggas that was on with me on another time was another dude. You matter of fact, I don't even want to say nothing, man. I'm out, man. I'm just going to show you what I'm showing you, and then... I forgot to pull the television. Television was irking my nerves. It's not irking my nerves now, but it was. Now you see. So, you know. Yes. All right, man, I'm just going to show you the date and time, because I don't feel like, you know, I'm feeling mad tired, so I don't feel like...
To determine its readiness for eventual... 1 to 2 for their open house.
Tax reform impacts virtually every tax return this year. Wondering what that means for your refund, but don't want to spend hours reading the tax code?
No, I don't want to put your fucked up anatomy, bitch.
Every dollar you deserve. So you can spend more time thinking about what to do with your maximum refund and less time trying to figure out tax reform. In person.
1/18/2019. Some chick that got on a receptive frequency that's a discomfort to the astrological empress, and she's moving like a chicken head on people now. I don't want to hear that. That's like, nobody wants to hear nothing like that. Yo, you know, when that happens, that means a person wasn't guarding their habitation a certain type of way. So I don't have nothing. Yo, listen, I'm not caring. It's like my son telling me, you know, I just want to fuck a little bit. It's like, what the nigga said to me? I'm the real raw. Like, what he said to me? I'm just supposed to dismantle that ass right there. Wait, I'm recovering. Imagine waking up to a person recovering, so a person just trying to kill me instantly again, and they got next to me. Where's the international security? How are they speaking to me like that? Yo, get the fuck out of here then. The other person that said that to me, get the fuck out of here if they thinking that. I don't give a fuck what it was. I don't give a fuck if it was an empress. You kill that shit. That means it's something wrong. After that, if international security thought something was wrong with what I'm saying, go check the social economic system where I'm positioned at the time and see if they have crack concrete, crack ground around the social economic system. If situations are crack, you better make sure that you do something and pay my finance so I can make me move and get into a quality of a social economic system that is not disturbed when it comes to consecration. That's it.
At the All Seasons Arena in Minot, Tough Trucks Off-Road presents Monster Trucks featuring the one that
you heard him say he said monster trucks and he said hunter. He know who I am. You heard the energy? It says he said monster trucks, then he said hunter. Then the other nigga sound like some dude that just like, you ever heard a nigga that's just down for like he just wanted to be down for a second until the energy just depressed him on the radio, and then next thing you know, he just came and say nothing else and stuff. But you had people that knew certain forms of magic that would have caused that type of reaction in a reality, and then I'm going to show you the physics. Love one, man. Have nothing else to say. And then look, it was in a gray suitcase, yellow and black gray suitcase, and a pink bit. But nothing else to say. Love one, man.